Welcome to Design Perspectives, a special series where we team up with Jenny Pippin of Pippin Home Designs to explore the intersection of technology and innovative residential design. Each episode, we dive into Jenny's design philosophy, how she leverages technology to bring her clients' visions to life, and the evolving trends shaping today's homes. Whether it's solving design challenges, incorporating smart solutions, or reflecting on standout projects, Jenny's expertise offers a fresh perspective on blending beauty, functionality, and cutting-edge technology. Let's discover how great design meets modern living. Welcome back, Jenny. We're excited to continue our little podcast series with you.
I'm loving this series. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's been a lot of fun.
It's been great.
I hope our listeners are getting stuff out of this too.
I think so.
Yeah.
I certainly am.
Well, good.
Yes.
Fantastic. So we've talked about a couple of different things. In the most recent podcast, we talked about theaters, and we just had one where we talked about golf simulators. Mm-hmm. And now we're going to talk about something that affects everybody every day in your designs in general, and that is light.
Absolutely. Light is so important.
So when you design, let's start on the top level. When you design the home, you said it's so important. Kind of take it from there. How do you design light into the home? How important is it?
Well, starting with windows, because most of our clients, again, are on a view.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of windows onto the view, but also to bring in natural light. And we think about where that natural light is coming from, where the sun rises and sets on the property, and where these spaces are going to be placed throughout the day. Are they morning people? Are they evening people? Are they something in between? You know, what rooms do they want where the sun rises, and what rooms do they want where the sun sets? And also knowing that people are drawn to natural light, and then the rooms that have more windows in them are the rooms that people want to be in. So if you have windows on 2 walls, that's one of the more attractive rooms. If you have windows on 3 walls, that's the room that everybody wants to be in.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I have, because I can't afford a house that's designed with like light coming from both. What is the more popular, just overall, sunrise or sunset?
I would say sunrise for the kitchen.
Really?
Your morning rooms. Mm-hmm.
That is interesting. My wife and I had a discussion about this the other day, in which if you could only have one, would you rather see the sunrise or the sunset?
Well, I mean, people want to see the sunset.
Oh, I'm sure it's very close.
Yes, definitely.
I was curious from a professional designer what, like, yeah, I'd like both, but I have to have this.
Yeah. I would say if they're on the side that would give them the sunset, then they'd certainly want to focus on that. But often their main view is on the north, so they're not going to see it.
Why is that?
Well, it depends on what side of the lake they're on.
Okay, sure.
So their view side might be facing north. Like our lake house that we used to have faced north on our view side. And then our street side faced south.
Okay.
And so we put glass doors in our garage, which also faced south. And so we had a passive solar heated garage.
Oh, wow.
See, this is the level of design you get with Jenny.
Yes.
Passive solar heated garage. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's passive solar heated because there was a concrete floor to absorb the heat. Now, the other rooms that faced south, we didn't have a concrete floor in because they were in, the living space.
And you don't want it.
And we had a basement, so we didn't have a first floor with a concrete slab. So that was sun-tempered spaces.
So let's get back to if the room has 3 glass walls, that's where everybody wants to be. Why is that?
We're all naturally drawn to natural light. And lighting is so important for us in terms of how our body functions too, because of the circadian rhythms.
Yeah. And actually, tell us more about circadian rhythm. I know it's been a buzzword. In our industry, it's been a buzzword for 3, 4, 5 years now, but not everybody knows what that is. What is that?
Well, it's how your body is related to the time of day with the sunrise and the sunset and being able to get good sleep and regulating your body to getting that good sleep based on your exposure to natural light and or artificial light that can simulate natural light.
Yeah, that's something that, I mean, it's been since the dawn of time. It goes back to the dinosaurs and that thing. But essentially, our bodies are programmed.
Yes, they are.
By the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And as it travels from the morning when you get up, and that's why you tend to get up and you're a little lazy as you get up, and because it's a nice warm glow as it's coming up in a
Gradual.
normal, gradual. And then as the sun peaks, you get a real kind of blue, white, task lighting, we call it in our industry, but
More
you're
energized.
You're energized during the day, and then as it goes back down at night, you tend to
wind down,
and that's that sunset, that warm glow again.
Yes.
But we've been doing lighting control forever. Lighting control just being defined as dimming a light, turning it on, with a timer or the time of day or occupancy in a room or whatever. But in the last couple of years, we've really started to do light temperature too as part of that control that will mimic or mirror what the sun's doing so that we have that same feeling inside when we don't have the natural light.
And that's really important because so many of us are inside more than we're outside.
Yeah.
Right.
And having that opportunity to be exposed to lighting that mimics that then helps to keep your body regulated the way it's supposed to be.
And are people bringing up the health benefits of that? Because that's been a big topic too, is when we don't have natural light,
Yes.
you literally affects your health.
It does affect your health. Yeah. You're not sleeping well, so you're not getting your body rejuvenated the way it's supposed to when you're getting good sleep. Yeah. So having the opportunity to incorporate that is fabulous.
Okay. So when we have beautiful natural light, it's not as important, but not every space has that. So
Not
you
every
said,
space. No.
so in that case, what do you do different in designing light? We make the joke of 4 cans and a fan when you when you go into a room and you see the same thing.
Yes.
That is probably not what you do.
No, but that's what a lot of people ask for. I see.
Really?
It's still recessed lights, not necessarily just 4 cans and a fan, because they want all the other bells and whistles too.
Right.
But I find that they're not even turning those cans on.
And it's so hard and
harsh.
We would invite anyone that's listening to come into our experience center, and we have a whole display on light, and we have kind of a little skit that we go through. And when we're done, we actually have the 4 cans in the room. So we take all the layers and we show you kind of how to do all the different, color, everything. And then at the end, we turn that off and put the 4 cans on. Oh my gosh.
That's when you see
It's
people's
shocking.
reaction, and then they're like, okay, now I really understand what you
get
mean.
it.
Yes.
And that's why they never turn them on, because they aren't what is natural
right.
and what makes you feel good. And it's important to feel good in a space. And indirect lighting feels much more, comfortable to be around.
Tell us more about that. How do you design indirect lighting?
Well, for instance, tray ceilings, not the old-timey kind, but just a stepped kind of tray so that you can do some indirect lighting, or you can do some wall sconces, or you can do some unique creative things. Like, we've done some in a house recently in the baseboard.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And step lighting, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
The buzzword nowadays is linear.
Yeah.
Linear lighting. It used to be rope lighting. We don't say rope lighting anymore. But it's linear, and there's layers of it. So, like in our kitchen, which I love this, we'd have the toe kick.
Yep.
Then we have kind of under cabinet. Then we have, above in the molding as well. So you have these layers. And like at night, you never even need the can lights. I mean, you don't need it.
No, you just need task lighting.
Yes.
That's the most important.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if you're cutting something, you need it down on a kitchen counter or something like that.
The ambient lighting is more important, in general.
Mm-hmm.
Are they asking about this now? Are they educated to this now, or are you educating them?
I think it's more me educating them. I mean, they're seeing cool pictures, and saying, hey, this looks really cool, but not really knowing enough about it to ask about it.
Sure.
Right.
Sure. Yeah, we find the same thing. Before we had the Experience Center, it was very difficult to sell lighting. The control they kind of got.
Yeah.
But the actual lighting fixtures and what it can do.
Yeah.
And we haven't even touched on color yet, but they didn't quite get that. I was listening to another podcast, and they were talking about how our industry's changed. It used to be we would lead with audio and theaters and stuff, and now we lead with motorized window treatments and light.
Yes.
And the person I was listening to said, when someone has a faulty automation system or something, not necessarily the best integrator in the world put it in and they had problems, and they don't really want to go back to that. But when they have a properly done lighting system, Nobody goes back on that.
No.
They're adding to that. They're like,
That's right.
oh, wow, we should have done that everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it makes such a big difference. I mean, especially if you're in an existing home that we didn't design that doesn't have a lot of natural light access. It's even more important to get the artificial light the way it needs to be.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about the actual fixtures? Are you seeing, I guess the classic one has either been the 5 or the 6-inch cans or whatever that have been, forever. Are you starting to see different, smaller aperture stuff,
Yes.
mud in, different trim types, that kind of thing?
Yeah, more hidden things too that are less obtrusive on the ceiling and on the walls and in the cabinetry. Yeah.
And are you actually, I'll use the word designing, are you doing like a lighting plan for people?
I do a lighting layout. I'm not actually choosing the fixtures
Okay.
Okay.
because we are working with an interior designer on most of the projects that we work on with our clients. They have a whole team, and typically it's the interior designer choosing those fixtures.
Mm-hmm. Just so you know, we have 2 licensed lighting designers on staff, and we actually also work with 2 different national lighting design teams as well.
That's awesome.
I would say 80 to 90% of we can do them, but every once in a while we'll have something tricky or strange that we need some help with. And we offer that service to you as a designer, to architects that may be listening. Like, we offer that service free. Like, we'll actually do the design, give it to you, and then, you can present it to your customer or whatever.
I love that.
And we do have a fixture take. We do the fixtures also. Like, we actually sell a fairly wide fixture selection. They are the primary fixtures. We don't do decorative. We don't do sconces. We don't do chandeliers. We don't do any of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of the 80-20 rule.
More integrated lighting, I would say.
Have you seen Warm Dim? Do you know about Warm Dim?
I know about it. I haven't actually seen it.
Oh, okay. So Warm Dim is kind of the light version of Total Control. But what's cool about it is it ranges from somewhere in like the 3,500 Kelvin temperature, which is kind of a blue, white, taskish, down to like 1,800, which is more of the warm candlelight amber glow. And it does that as you dim it down. So, the brighter that the light is, the whiter it gets. And the dimmer the light is, the warmer it gets.
Or amber.
More amber. So at night, as you're dimming it down, it'll make you more into that relaxed mood.
Yeah.
And during the day, dim it up, you get more of that task lighting. The really cool thing about that is, we were just talking with Zach about this the other day. It's on a different podcast. You can literally replace these in like 5 minutes. The can lights that you have in your kitchen right now, or your living room right now, assuming you can get to them.
Yeah.
You literally unscrew, unplug, plug, screw. You don't have to do anything else, and
That's
you can
fantastic.
replace what you have now.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really simple. As someone who is not handy at all, I even thought, okay, maybe I can do that.
Yeah, no tools other than a ladder required.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Take a moment to engage with us. Use the hashtag SoundVisionPod on social media. Drop a comment, share your thoughts, or just let us know you're out there. Fire up those social media accounts and hit us up with hashtag SoundVisionPod. That's SoundVisionPod. And let's make this a podcast community. We can't wait to hear from you. What about outdoor lighting? How important is that to your clients? Is that something they usually inquire about, or is that something that you bring up in the design process?
Yes, because outdoor lighting goes right along with all this outdoor living space that we're creating too.
Right.
So every house has lots of outdoor living. So how do we light that is a really important thing. We've got big covered porches. A lot of them have the ceiling heaters and the fireplaces and the outdoor TVs. And then you've got the swimming pool and the hot tub and the walk to the dock. And all of those things have to be figured out. How are we going to light these spaces? And the outdoor stairs have to be lighted and light them in a way that it's not, again, harsh, that it's creating the ambiance that they want.
I drive around here. My wife and I drive around, and we're house geeks too, and we'll kind of look, and it's incredible how many beautiful homes are in our area that have no lighting in the front of them. And as the sun goes down in front, they become so drab and so like dead looking, if that's the right way to say it. And then you'll drive down the street and there's one that maybe not even lit that well, but it just stands out immediately. Yes. And then you see some that are so elegant. I mean, it is incredible the difference that makes.
That's quite the wow.
It is quite factor. The wow.
Yeah.
And if you're a nefarious type, that's the one house you don't want to go to.
Right.
You see the 12 that are pitch black as you're driving down the street, and then you see this one that's lit up. It's beautiful. You're like, well, yeah, they're probably going to see me.
Yeah.
So come up to that one.
Keep driving.
That's right. So I'm assuming that you're talking about the back living space, but you also do the front.
Absolutely the front, yeah, because, you want to uplight your landscaping. You want to uplight the house. You want to make everything look like the wow that you've asked for.
Yes.
Right? Not only during the day when you can see it, but at night as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we have become pretty much experts on doing that. Like we do a lot of outdoor lighting.
That's cool.
In fact, you were talking about the stairs. We just did this incredible, the pool was like $1 million and the lighting that's in the stairs is crazy. Unfortunately, the contractor was a little challenging to work with and we had to kind of come up with some unique solutions, and our guys did a great job in lighting the stairs and that kind of thing, but fire features and all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
Really cool.
That's great.
Really
I love
cool.
that. Yeah, and clients love that. That outdoor lighting is one of the things that's going to help if somebody's trying to sell their house. That will help.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
To sell a house. Absolutely. It does.
Well, that's something you notice when you look on your website, all of your homes. What's the first thing you see? Oh my God, these beautifully lit houses. They all look incredible. And you can see the different areas you highlight, the pathways you said, the accents. It is just a game changer. It draws you in.
It does. Absolutely. And why would you want to sell?
Right, exactly.
That's right. If you live there, that's right. You lucky dogs.
Yeah.
I would actually go as far as to say that lighting is the most important thing we do. I think that if a customer might rank security ahead of it, might rank Wi-Fi ahead of it, on a daily basis. But I don't know. Lighting, there's so many components to it. The health, the task, making the space feel inviting, just all of that.
That's the thing is, how does it feel? It makes it feel fabulous.
There's two senses that we're bringing together. Like we're talking about lights, obviously that's seeing, but it's really how does it feel?
Yes.
It's not how does it look.
Yeah.
It's how does it feel? And that's what we're going for. It sounds like that's what you're going for as well.
Yeah, and our designs is all about how our clients feel in their home. Yes, it is. And we want them to feel great.
For a lifetime.
Exactly.
So when you have a new customer and you're coming up with this design, and I got to imagine you've done so many that at some point you go, oh, this is like the Joneses' house.
Oh, yeah.
This is like this. Oh, I'm going to build another Smith's house. Oh, I know exactly the house you should go see because you're talking about something I've already done.
Yes, yeah. Not the whole house necessarily,
Sure.
but certain areas, and I'll pull one up. Yeah, you're talking about something similar to this, and they can either say yes or no, but I have a big example, a big library of
Gallery,
examples. Yeah. A gallery for them to look through that as we're talking through, oh yeah, this house or this house or this house might have some of those features that you think you want to incorporate in your home.
Do you ever take customers to other customers' homes?
Yes. And I do have clients that will allow us to bring them there and, they'll give the tour even without me.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. There you
I think that shows a testament to your relationship and how you conduct yourself in business.
Yes. A lot of our clients become good friends.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Young salespeople, that's the best way to close a sale, too.
Yeah, that's right.
Let someone do it for you.
That's right.
Well, that's very cool. Anything else that you'd like to talk about with the light in specific?
I would say that lighting, for somebody who hasn't really thought much about it, it's going to be one of the key features you want to talk with your designer about and incorporate it early on, because you want to design things integrated in a way that makes sense with the house and that looks good in the end, because you want it to look well.
I'm really glad you brought that up. Anybody that's listening to this podcast, if you're going to be building a home, you need to educate yourself on what lighting changes have happened, because you're going to see it eventually. And you better see it before you build and before you design. And Jenny, you're exactly right. Like getting in super early.
Yes.
We're big advocates for that. To integrate all this stuff, not only to make it work, but to make it look the way you want it to look.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully you're using Jenny as your designer, but if you're using an architect or something, like they need to know that at the very beginning.
Early on in the process. That, influences different ways that you design spaces too.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point. So that is very important. That's a great takeaway from this. And if you don't want to do it, at least you see it and you go, okay, that's cool, but that's not me. So, all right, that's fine. But you educate yourself. That's a big one.
Know your options.
Yes. I will throw out, just because we're talking about that, this is a bit of a tangent, but we've talked about motorized window treatments. And that's also important in the beginning, especially if you want pockets or you want them hidden. You don't want to see rollers. That's really important because there is a lot of design that goes into that, especially with window headers, and it's not easy to just slap it up there later.
Right. And that also ties into lighting because that's, dealing with your natural light.
Exactly.
That's right.
They really go hand in hand.
Yes,
they really
do.
do. Mm-hmm. And with the automation platforms that we have, we incorporate those, we integrate those together. That's a major component. The shading and the lighting work in tandem.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's very, very important. So we definitely take that into account.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And, it really adds to that ambiance and the feel in the home too, to have those two things incorporated and know that you can operate it from your cell phone if you want.
We were talking offline about this before, and I think we should bring it up here. Jenny was saying that a lot of her customers have asked in the past, they love lighting control. Mm-hmm. They want to go on their cell phone or they want to go on their iPad or their computer or whatever, tablet, whatever, and control the light, which is fine. We've been doing that forever, and we certainly have solutions for that. I want to make sure that customers can understand that that's only one way to do it. Mm-hmm. And I was mentioning that I have lighting control throughout my whole house. It's one of my favorite things. And I literally only touch like 2 or 3 buttons ever. I touch the cooking button. In our kitchen, we have a keypad, and then there's a cooking, there's a day and a night. I touch those for different things. They have different intensities and stuff. And that's kind of it. There's one light that I turn on every once in a while when I go to feed the dogs. Everything else happens. What do I mean by that? We walk into a room and a motion detector senses our presence, and so the light comes on. I mentioned going down to the basement, and we have proximity sensors, so when you open the door to go down the stairs, I never touch the light. I just walk downstairs, and the light comes on, and then a minute later, it goes back off. And I mentioned the one about in the bathroom. My all-time favorite is at night, middle of the night, you're going to the bathroom. Last thing you want to do is first find the switch, but then you turn it on and it's like the sun in there, right? So we just have a proximity sensor go in, light comes on at like 10%, like really, really dim, just so you can see. You go to the bathroom and you don't even turn it off. You just walk back out and go to bed.
And it goes off on its own.
It goes off on its own. Mm-hmm. That's automation, like really working with you.
And making your life easier.
Yep. Making your life easier. Yeah. So that's the kind of things that we like to incorporate in there. Last but not least, we were also talking about geofencing. Geofencing is like a bubble, and it goes around, let's just say it goes around your house. It can be anywhere, but it goes around your house. So those of you that drive like an Audi, a Mercedes, a BMW, cars like those, you get toward your house and your car tells you, hey, do you want to put your garage door up? It pops up right on your screen in your car. How does it do that? Well, you put in your home in the GPS inside the car, so the car knows where your home is, and you've programmed your garage door opener inside your car, or somebody did. So now it knows these two things, and so it knows you're getting close to your house, and you probably want to put the garage door up. That's kind of cool. That's geofencing happening. But what if it did more than that? With an automation system, you can do the same geofencing through your phone, say, for example, and when you get near your house, your lights could come on. The drapes or the window treatments could move up or down. The temperature could change. Like anything. And by the way, that's only based on time of day too. So the lights only come on if it's night, not during the day.
Yeah.
The intelligence is there to do that. So the lifestyle is you don't have to do any of that. It's just, it's less for you to do, less stress in your life. And that's what we try to do.
Simplifying your life through technology.
Simplifying your life through technology.
Love
Good.
that.
Very nice.
Very smart.
And as Jenny says, she believes your home should nurture your soul and enrich your everyday existence. And I think that just goes in hand with convenience and lifestyle.
Absolutely, it does. I love that. Thank you, guys.
Well, thank you again for joining us, Jenny. We hope to have you back very soon.
I look forward to it.
Us too. Thanks for joining us for Simplifying Life Through Technology. To learn more about Sound Vision, visit our website at soundvisionlakenorman.com. You can follow us on X at SoundVisionLKN, find us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at SoundVision LLC.